Coping with COVID and In It Together present Wellness Wednesday, brought to you by the Diabetes Advisory Council of South Carolina and DHEC's Division of Diabetes and Heart Disease Management.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor.
Our fellow Americans.
Right now, the COVID-19 vaccines are available to millions of Americans.
And soon, they will be available to everyone.
The science is clear. These vaccines will protect you and those you love from this dangerous and deadly disease.
They could save your life.
So we urge you to get vaccinated when it's available to you.
That's the first step to ending the pandemic and moving our country forward. It's up to you.
Good afternoon. I'm Tre Tailor, and welcome to Coping with COVID. Updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. It's Wellness Wednesday. It's brought to you by In It Together SC and the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council. Well, it's Kidney Awareness Month, and we're talking about symptoms, causes, and treatment with friend of the show, Dr. Nicole Edwards. Plus, Irmo, South Carolina Mayor Barry Walker shares his journey with kidney disease and how you may be able to help him. That's next on Coping with COVID. But first, your COVID community updates. The city of Columbia is extending its mask ordinance for 2 more months through May 15th, but left the option open to possibly revisit the ordinance in 30 days. Also, fines will not be imposed for multiple violations. More City of Columbia updates tomorrow on Coping with COVID, where we talk to Councilwoman Tamika Isaac-Devon, and County Councilwoman Gretchen Barron also joins us to discuss some updates. The VA is opening up its vaccination process to all veterans, regardless of age. Any veteran in South Carolina is eligible to make an appointment in Columbia, Greenville, Florence, Orangeburg, and Sumter. Now, to schedule an appointment, you can call 803-776-4000. You can see some information on the screen or visit the VA website for more information. And this is the week that DMV is giving you a chance to get your license back early. It's Driver Eligibility Week in South Carolina. Now, if you're suspended, contact the DMV to see if you are in one of the categories to reduce or clear the remaining time on your suspension. Once again, check the screen for more information. Coping with COVID is brought to you by In It Together SC and the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council. They sponsor every Wellness Wednesday right here on Coping with COVID. SCDHEC has your most up-to-date list of times, dates, and location for COVID listings in and around South Carolina. Also, you can get information at SCDHEC for COVID vaccinations. Also, flu testing is also on that SCDHEC website. Also, you can visit gogettested.com. Now, there you can make an appointment, schedule it, and also get your results in up to 48 hours. It's available in several states at gogettested.com. As a matter of fact, very soon, Go Get Tested is also going to offer vaccinations. The DHEC Care Line is also open and available for information on testing, transportation, and organizing a COVID screening in your neighborhood. Also, if you are unable to get a COVID screening and you live in Richland or Clarendon counties, those counties are doing in-home COVID screenings. Call 911 for more information. COVID screenings are also being held at Lexington Medical Center. We also told you about the VA. Their registration, their COVID vaccinations are open for all veterans, regardless of ages. Also, Kroger pharmacies are offering COVID vaccinations, as is CVS pharmacies. CVS pharmacies also in Target stores are offering COVID vaccinations. And if you are a senior or you know someone who is, and they need online help registering, you can visit the website on the screen, get set up, and they will set you up to make the appointment. They're not going to make the appointment for you, but they will set you up to make an appointment to get your COVID vaccination. That is for seniors. Also, the Comet bus system is having a promotion called Don't Miss Your Shot. All the COVID buses will take you to get your vaccination for absolutely positively free. That's from the Comet bus station. Finally, mobile vaccination is being held at Benedict College. That's right. They're doing a mobile drive-through vaccination Saturday, March 20th from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. You can make an appointment and sign up. You can see the information there on the screen. Now, the NAACP Housing Assistance Program is still going on. If you need some help with finding some monies, some aid, some help with your mortgage or your rent, you can contact the NAACP Housing Navigator Program. Additionally, the SC Bar Association and SC Legal Services have collaborated for a toll-free number and a website, once again, if you need help with your mortgage or your rent. The City of Columbia extends their 6-month payment plan. That's still going on. You've got 6 months to pay. If you have an unusually high water bill, you can also get assistance available up to 72%. The Central Carolina Community Foundation grants are still open. They have several grants for nonprofit organizations. If you want information about that, you can contact Central Carolina Community Foundation. Also, Rashonda Pratt still has her YouTube channel open. She has great help if you are virtual learning or virtual working. Don't forget to go to her YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button. The Affordable Care Act is still having open enrollment. Open enrollment is actually until May 15th. You can visit signupsc.org, healthcare.gov, or call 888-998-4646 for more information, and make sure you get your health insurance. I actually had a conversation with Mayor Steve Benjamin, and he's going to be on the show coming up this week to encourage you to also sign up. If you don't have health care, make sure you get it, and make sure someone you know that doesn't have it also gets it. If you are in need of a job, Rapid Reliable has job openings available in South Carolina. You can see the information there, rrtesting.com, or call 1-866-AMBULNX if you want more information about the jobs there. And it's also Women's History Month, and the WNBA has a great T-shirt celebrating women of color. You can purchase it, and they've actually got some really cool T-shirts on that site, and a portion of the proceeds will go to the National Council of Negro Women. Finally, Black Lives Matter is offering a $1,000 scholarship. They've got $3 million to help African Americans in need during this pandemic. They are particularly interested in giving the grants to parents, caregivers, those who are transgender, and ex-offenders. You can see the information on the screen, so make sure you check that out and get that information that you need. In It Together SC and the Diabetes Advisory Council present Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday here on Coping with COVID, and we are so glad they do. You can see the information right there. Why don't you go over to their Facebook page and hit like and share so that you can check out Coping with COVID, and also find out about all of their diabetes prevention programs that they have. Also, we're streaming live on the Tailor Made Production Facebook page. That's the home of Coping with COVID. Please go over there and like, share, and follow. I also want to say hi to the folks on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us. Please hit the subscribe button. I want to say hi to Deshauna Chanel. Deshauna, I didn't get your email. And you called me and I called you back. So if you could call me again, that would be great. If you could resend, I'm so glad you're on this, you're watching. If you could resend that email, I didn't receive it because we want to make sure we get you and your story on. Betty J. Fletcher is also watching. Want to thank her for watching. She's on the In It Together Facebook page. Please post and share this information so we can get the message to the masses. With information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. It's Wellness Wednesday. In It Together SC and the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council present Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday right here on Coping with COVID. Want to remind you to please post and share this information out so we can get the message to the masses, because it is Kidney Awareness Month, and that is what we're talking about today. Coming up next, we're going to talk to Dr. Nicole Edwards, who is a physician, about kidney disease. But right now, we're talking to the mayor of Irmo, South Carolina, Barry Walker, formerly of Max on Main. I guess you'll never live that one down, huh?
So I'm forever known as Chef Fatback.
Chef Fatback. Well, you have come a long way, Mayor Walker, and you have had some health challenges throughout your life. Tell us a little bit about when you first realized that you had some kidney disease.
Well, as you know, I had Max on Main since 1999, and we opened in 2000, and I was running hard building that business, that whole Max on Main genre
Yeah.
restaurant, working 20, 30 hours a day, running hard. And
Yeah.
I didn't watch my diet too well, and I developed diabetes and high blood pressure,
Wow.
and that took a toll on my kidneys at the time. And to make a long story short, I developed kidney disease in 2013 when we closed the restaurant because I got sick, went on dialysis, and became a kidney patient. But I don't claim it as being
Yeah.
my life, but as you know, I was also a politician. It has affected my life in the sense that I have to understand that this is a life-changing illness, and at the
Hmm.
same time, you can live with it until you get a new body part. But at the same time, you have to manage it and making sure it doesn't take over your life.
So let me ask you something, Mayor Walker, because you mentioned that this was really a direct result of your diabetes diagnosis.
Yeah, I had diabetes and thought I was taking care of it through diet and exercise.
Hmm.
But as you know, diabetes doesn't kill you directly.
That's
It
right.
other things that it causes other things to fail that can kill you.
Yeah.
You get high blood pressure, you go blind,
Yeah. Stroke,
stroke, you can get heart disease,
amputations. Yeah.
mutations. It's amazing that, and people look at me and say, "You don't look like you're sick,"
Hmm.
and that's because I've changed my ways. I've
Yeah.
changed my diet. I try to stay as healthy as I can. I can always lose a few more pounds, but I don't eat as much peach cobbler and I used to.
And was it hard being in the restaurant? I mean, because you did serve some vegetables too, but being in the restaurant business every day with all of that good food, did that present a challenge for you?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
because I could wake up in the morning and if I decide I want a steak for breakfast, I'll go and cook one.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
if a salesman came by and say, "Hey, we got this new beer we want you to sell in your restaurant," they gave me a 6-pack of this new beer. I get to taste that beer.
Hmm.
You're constantly exposed to all of this. You constantly stay. I was playing guitar in the band, and I'd be up till 12, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Be back at work at 9 o'clock in the morning to open up for the next day. So yeah, it was a challenge, but it was a fun challenge. I tell people, anybody who asks me, I never worked a day in my life for 14 years. I
Wow.
got up and worked at Max on Main, and that was fun. It wasn't
Yeah.
a job.
It was your passion, right?
It was my passion. I
Yeah.
love to cook, I love to eat, and I love to drink beer. I was having a ball.
Yeah, but it was taking a toll on your body.
Right, right. I'm not Superman anymore.
Yeah.
And when I was younger, I could do it. I could stay up all night, get 2 hours sleep, and then be at it again. But as you get older, your body slows you down a little bit, and it did.
We're talking to Mayor Barry Walker of our Irmo, South Carolina. You're watching Coping with COVID. In it together, SC and the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council present Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday here on Coping with COVID. Listen, if you need some information about a diabetes prevention program, as Mayor Walker is saying, diabetes leads to so many things. That's what we're talking about, Kidney Awareness Month today. Please go to the In It Together Facebook page and the In It Together website for programs and information to help you manage your diabetes or pre-diabetes. So, Mayor Walker, when did you start feeling something? Did you start having some symptoms? Is that how you first found out about the kidney disease?
Let me tell you, you ever heard of gout?
Yes. Yes.
I had a gout attack. It started out being in my big toe.
Mm-hmm.
It moved up to my ankle, and then it moved up to my knee.
Wow.
It got worse and worse every time I had a gout attack. And then one particular attack I had, I was paralyzed. I couldn't walk.
Oh my
I
goodness.
had gout in my hip, I had it in my wrist, I had it all on my body. So I went to the doctor, and he sent me to the hospital because he said there's something going on. They ran some tests on me and said, yeah, your uric acid level is off the chain, but oh, by the way, your creatinine and some other factors are way out. You have kidney failure. You're experiencing.
Oh my goodness.
And I said, okay, what does that mean? I didn't know. And
Because you weren't having any problems going to the restroom, though.
No, I was. And I'm not trying to be graphic. I was.
Yeah.
Racist.
Right.
And that wasn't the problem. I wasn't urinating pure toxins.
Right.
Urinating water. And
Gotcha. So the toxins weren't coming out of your body.
Right. They were building
Gotcha.
my body. So when they figured out that that's what I had, they put me on dialysis. I started feeling better. I haven't had a gout attack in 8 years.
Oh, God.
It was just it's not building up in my body anymore. It's coming out through dialysis. But at the same time, you have to understand that I'm on the kidney transplant list.
You are. Okay.
But in order to be on that, they want you to be back in high school playing football.
Right.
You gotta
Right.
be fit. You have to have your weight your BMI has to be in check. You're following instructions from the dialysis center. You're taking medicines if you have it. They want you to be in tip-top shape because those organs that they put in you are precious.
Yes.
They put an organ in me, and they may not do the right thing, and then the organ fails. They want to make sure that I'll follow the instructions and I'll take care of myself in my body when they do give me a new organ. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, you made a good point, because I think when we think of kidney failure, we do think of being like a racehorse, as you said, are we going to the bathroom effectively? But you're saying that was not even anything that you were dealing with. It was your gout that really made you think, oh, something's wrong. Let me see what's going on.
yeah, people have gout attacks all the time. They take they're over it. But when I had this gout attack, I was paralyzed. I couldn't
Wow.
walk. I had it in all my elbow, my knee, my hip. All those joints you couldn't even move. And then when I went into the hospital, they ran tests and said, yeah, you're having a gout attack. But the reason why is because your body's polluted with toxins.
Yeah. Wow.
We're not flushing out those toxins like it's supposed to.
Yeah.
That was my wake-up call, and that was 8 years ago.
And at that point, Mayor Walker, how long did they say? Were they able to tell you how long you had been experiencing kidney failure?
They didn't tell me how long, but they said because of your diabetes, you've been beating up on your kidney for 14 years.
Wow. Yeah. So what was the first thing you had to do? You found out you're having the gout attack, which, by the way, I thought you could only have gout in your toe or foot, but you said it was moving up your leg. You found out that you had kidney failure. What was the first course of action that the doctors prescribed for you?
Well, the first thing they did is they put me on what they call peritoneal dialysis, where I had to sit and get this fluid put in my belly, and it gets flushed out. And
they had to clean you out, basically.
Right. And that didn't work for me. I tried it for about 6 or 7 months, and
Oh
all
my
it was
goodness.
doing was blowing me up like a balloon because I wouldn't get rid of all the dilate fluid inside me. So I had to go on what's called hemodialysis, where they stick a needle in your arm and your blood comes out into a machine. It gets clean and then it's put back in your body. But that takes 4 hours at a shot 3 times a week.
Mm,
So that basically eliminated my work career,
yeah.
job, but at the same time, it was saving my life so that I can get on the transplant list and eventually get a kidney transplant. It was giving me enough time to be able to get that way. And so that's my journey. That's what my journey has been for the last 8 years since we closed the restaurant, is to get myself healthy and to go on
Yeah.
hemodialysis until I get healthy enough or I am healthy enough to get a transplant, until I find a transplant recipient or donor and find somebody that gives me a kidney, or find a kidney that I can use for my.
Yeah. So is that why you closed the restaurant? Because of your health concerns? You just couldn't keep up with it anymore because of dialysis?
Well, yeah, I mean, you have to understand dialysis is 4 hours a day,
Right.
times a week. So
Wow.
I go to dialysis at
And then you're wiped out after that, right? It's not like you can jump out for the dialysis and run a restaurant, right?
Right. It takes me about 3 or 4 hours to recover. So
Wow.
I go into dialysis at 3 o'clock in the morning. Actually, I get there by 4. I sit on a chair for 4 hours. So that's 8 o'clock. And then by the time I get out there, my arm is bandaged up. I start bleeding. It's 9 o'clock. It takes me about until 12 o'clock to fully recover where I can functionally do something. And so I just go home and sit around and watch TV or just veg out for a few hours until all my body fluids are back distributed.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I couldn't hold down running a restaurant or hold down a job.
Yeah.
And tried, but it's just impossible. So I'm basically, I'm just a politician.
Just a politician.
That's what my handle.
Yeah. So how did that make you feel? I mean, this was your life's work. This was what, like you said, what you always wanted to do when you grew up. You're running the restaurant, you're cooking, you're playing, you're enjoying your life, and then this hits.
Well, and again, I don't claim it. I don't claim kidney disease.
Yeah.
But I people look at me and say, "You don't look like you're sick," because I try to keep myself healthy.
Absolutely. But emotionally, I'm sure it took a toll a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, do I miss cooking? Yeah. Do I miss playing guitar? Yeah. But I know that, I need to take care of my body so I can be in a position to receive a new body part, down the road. If I find a donor, if I find somebody willing to donate a kidney to me, if I get somebody who's died and donates a kidney, through the organ donation, however that process happens,
Yeah.
I need to be ready. And in order to be ready, you have to be mentally ready and you have to be physically ready. And that's why I keep myself right. I could always, like the doctors tell me, you need to lose 50 more pounds before we'll do the transplant. So now, I've tried to change my diet. I've tried to change my activity. I still love to eat food. I still love to drink beer, and I still love to play guitar. But I know I have to kind of watch that, even after I get the transplant.
Yeah. So were you able to modify how you eat and how you drink? I mean, do they have diet beer? I'm not a beer drinker, so I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I know you can cut the fat in your macaroni and cheese and stuff like that. Do they cut whatever in beer?
You mess the recipes up, man.
Right.
That's right. You know.
Oh, it's so funny. You make a good point. I'm a vegetarian, and my mother was known for making really good potato salad. So in my family, I make the potato salad. Well, I made some, whatever the last holiday was. And my sister-in-law kept saying, there's something missing. It's something missing. So I said, I just used this, and this. She said, did you use this mayonnaise? I said, yeah. She said, this is vegan mayonnaise. That's the problem. It's not even real mayonnaise. I was like, how can mayonnaise make a difference? And, so.
Trey, I am so glad you said that you are a vegetarian. Guess what? As of February 22nd, 2021, I have not eaten any meat.
Wow! And you're okay. And the horn didn't come out your head.
It's only been, a month, a little less than a month. But I can tell you that I have dropped animal protein from my diet.
Really?
And it's been an amazing transformation. Since February 22nd, 2021 at 8
Wow.
p.m. I
What
I did last time I had a piece of meat. But it's been a fun journey because I've learned how to cook different things. Like I am eating fish.
Okay, and that's good.
But I know no animal, no beef, chicken, or
no
pork,
turkey. Yeah.
Nothing. I've been eating vegetables and lots of it. And
they're good, aren't they?
Yeah, I've eaten stuff I've seen in the produce and never knew what it was and knew how to cook it. Like avocado. I bought my first avocado 2 weeks ago and shelled it out and made guacamole. And that's what I use as my mayonnaise on my sandwich bread.
Oh, guacamole. Yeah, that's good.
I didn't know I liked it until I bought one.
Until you try it. I love that, Mayor Walker, because you are a cook and now you're able to be creative with the thing that you love in a different way.
Right. I'm trying to get my wife to follow me. She's not back. I'm trying to get her on the kick, but she refuses. So when she cooks her bacon and sausage, I leave the house.
Yeah.
I'm on her edge.
Right. I hear you. Now, have you tried now we're starting to talk about, veggie stuff, but have you tried some of the veggie sausage and the veggie bacon and stuff like that? Morningstar has a good brand.
I have tried the Impossible Burger from Burger
King.
And it was pretty good. I like that. So when I go to Burger King, I'll order that.
Yeah.
I'll order a regular burger or the Impossible Burger. I have tried the what is it called? They make this summer sausage like Johnsonville sausage.
Yes.
It's made out of vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
I've had that, and that was pretty good.
I like Morningstar. Morningstar is a brand that they have veggie sausage, veggie bacon. They have veggie burgers. I love the spicy black bean burger. They even have the little crumbles that you can use, like in your spaghetti, like ground beef. Check that out, Morningstar.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, Morningstar is really good.
That's a good thing because I'm a chef. Okay, so I miss spaghetti, meatballs, all that kind of stuff. But I just I made an eggplant lasagna.
Yeah, that's good.
Parmesan, I did Chinese stir fry, and it's all the bok choy and the beans.
Yeah. Broccoli.
And then brown.
We can go out and eat together. You can look. I gotta come over there for you to cook something. So why did you make the decision in February? What was it that made you say, I've gotta go a step it up?
Well, my transplant doctor said, hey, you need to drop 50 pounds or we're gonna take you off the transplant list.
Wow.
Okay, great. I'm already dropped 50 pounds to get to the point where you even took me into the program.
Yeah.
And then now you throw this other, wrench at me and say, now you got to drop 50 more pounds. And I said, great. I can't do it. I'm unable to do it in the way that I was eating before. So a friend of mine said, hey, I dropped animal protein from my diet and I'm eating more veggies. And my blood sugar and my blood cholesterol and all that stuff is in check. I went from 280 pounds down to 202 pounds.
Wow.
You can do it. I can do it.
That's right.
He said the only thing he's changed is he dropped meat.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I said, well, hell, what do I got to lose? I'll give
Right. Wait.
Right.
Yes.
60 days.
Yeah.
And so I on February 22nd, 2021,
Wow.
at 8 o'clock, I had the last piece of meat. A burger or a hamburger or beef or chicken or pork since then. And I've been eating a heck of a lot of salads, a heck of a lot of, and not any, I shouldn't say not too much dairy, but I do eat blue cheese, which.
That's okay.
I mean, I need to cut that out too.
And they have veggie cheese. They have vegetarian cheese too.
Oh, I know, and I'm getting there. I ain't there.
Yeah, little by little. I think that's great though, Mayor Walker, because here's the thing. So many times, and I'm going to speak about us, as African Americans and even as people, we know we need to do a thing. I mean, diabetes, heart disease, kidney disease, these are the things that plague us as Black and brown people. And all we have to do is make a decision that we are worth it, that we love us better than we love fried chicken. You know what I'm saying? And people just won't.
Fried chicken, okay? I love mac and cheese. I love peach cobbler, but those things are out of my
But you love you better.
Yeah. I have 13,000 residents who liked me enough to elect me their mayor of their town.
Right.
They want me around for the next at least 3 years. Finish my term out. And I think that I need to do them a favor by making sure that I'm around.
Yeah.
To finish my term, if not beyond.
Yeah. And you're an example. You're also an example to so many other people as a public servant, as the mayor of Irmo. You're an example, like you said, to say, I can do this. I love me enough. I love what the universe, God, whatever, you believe has given me. God has gifted you with this position.
Last weekend, Blythewood had a rib fest. Okay?
Yes, I read about that.
Well, they gave us free tickets, me as the mayor of Irmo, representing Irmo, to go to this rib fest. So I went with my wife. And I can tell you that I am a vegetarian because I went to this. My wife tried every sample she could get, and I just walked around with her and smelled it. I did not eat a rib.
That's great.
I even got to a point where I asked her, "Can I just suck on the
the bone?
Suck the barbecue sauce off the bone?" She wouldn't give it to me, and I said, "Okay, honey, that's all right. You're right." But I stuck to my diet.
That's big.
That Barry Walker is a vegetarian and he doesn't eat pork right now.
That is huge to be at a rib fest, and you're only 30 days in.
Oh my! You know what? I had to. When I came home, I posted on Facebook. I went to this rib fest, and my wife enjoyed it because I do not eat meat anymore.
Right. We're talking to Mayor Barry Walker from the city of Irmo on Coping with COVID, In It Together SC, and the Diabetes Advisory Council of South Carolina present Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday here on Coping with COVID. Listen, we are talking today about kidney awareness. It is a direct consequence oftentimes of diabetes, just like Mayor Barry Walker has said. And if you need information about diabetes, if you need information about a diabetes prevention program, please go to the In It Together Facebook page or website and get the information you need. They have several programs available, groups via Zoom that gives you not only tips and information, but also support. They've got some great support groups. So you can do this. And I love Mayor Walker, that you're saying you did it. I mean, yeah, we all like to do some things, but we've got to choose us. We've got to choose our families. We've got to choose a better life. You want to live a long life. You wanted that kidney. And the doctor said, they're not going to give you a kidney if you're not going to value it and take care of it.
Right. That's my calling right now, is to keep in good health.
Yeah.
Do the right thing so I'm in good health and my body can receive this new body part.
So how do you feel? And now I'm talking about not only because you've been going to dialysis for years, and then you decided to change your diet. How do you feel?
I feel good. People look at me and say, "You don't look like you're sick."
Right.
I tell you, I can take you to my dialysis clinic, and the people coming in there are being wheeled in.
Yeah.
Stretchers. Yeah. They're crippled. They've lost legs, limbs, and stuff. And most of them are African people. Yeah. And they, you can tell that they're sick. They got this kidney disease. But at the same time, I'm not saying that I'm special, but I've been blessed so far to be in good enough health that I feel good. I'm able to, like tonight I have a council meeting. Mm-hmm. I'm able to handle the town business and make decisions and be able to grow with the town and grow the town and be able to make sure that I'm in a position that when that time comes, when I've got that body part ready to go, I can receive it and be able to continue on after that.
Yeah. So, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm doing well. I feel well.
Yeah. You do look good. How has COVID affected the kidney disease?
Well, let me tell you something. First of all, COVID is no joke.
Right. And I know we talked to you and your wife, both of you had it.
Any of you listeners out there, any of your listeners, please, I don't care if you do get the shot or if you don't want the shot, protect yourself until we get to herd, what they call
immunity, herd immunity.
Because, COVID will take you out of here faster than kidney disease will.
As it has 500,000 people.
Absolutely. And I don't care, even if when we got it, we had a little bit of antibodies built up. And since then, we've gotten our shots for vaccine. I can tell you that I'm still wearing my mask when I go out until a lot more people around me that get their shots, or we get what we call herd immunity, because I don't want to get COVID again. I got lucky. When I got it, I didn't have a shot or anything. I was laid down for 2 weeks with kidney disease. I still got to go to dialysis. They had to put me in a special isolation room.
Because you had COVID.
Right, because I don't want to get nobody else sick. But I had to be dialyzed. And if I didn't get dialyzed, I'd die from that. So I made it through. God wasn't ready for me yet. So he told me, I'll get you through this, but you need to get on a good foot,
Yeah. In the words of James Brown. Yeah. So did you feel any differently because of your kidney disease due to COVID? Did it affect, I know you said dialysis was different. Did it affect the kidney disease, how you felt?
No. I don't know what it means to feel normal because of
Right, right.
So, my wife, I don't know, she can tell you better than I could if it affected her, but she made it out better than I did. I mean, I was laid down. I couldn't move. I couldn't eat for 2 weeks. I couldn't smell or taste anything.
Yeah,
It hit me pretty bad. But
right.
again, getting through that was the key. I got through it. Now that I'm over it, I got my first vaccine, my second shot. I'm ready. I'm ready to hit the ground running so that if I do encounter COVID again, hopefully it'll be just a mild cold.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what I want to get to. And I think that when everybody gets their shots or everybody gets their immunity built up, we'll be a better off as a country, and we can get
Absolutely.
normality.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I can go to
So,
more. I can go to more festivals and stuff.
and smell ribs, smell food you can't eat. Yeah. So, two more questions before we wrap up, Mayor Walker. So you are waiting, according to the doctor, for you to drop the 50 pounds, and then you'll be able to get and if someone is available, you'll be able to get your kidney transplant.
Yeah, it's not a matter of me dropping the weight. I mean, if I fell on my deathbed tomorrow and I needed it, I'm sure they'll do the transplant. But my problem is I got to find a part. I got to find
Right. A compatible donor.
Right. So, not to monopolize your program, if there's anybody out there
No, please.
willing to donate one of their kidneys to me, please contact me, call me.
Yeah.
Reach out to me through Town of Irmo. I would love to talk to you about it because it is a life-giving donation and it is a thing. But, if not, I'll just wait until I find a cadaver donor, somebody who's passed on, who donated body parts to donations. So.
You make such a good point. We're actually going to have a program on Coping with COVID next month about organ donation and how important it is for us to be organ donors, whether we're alive or, after we pass away.
Right. Unfortunately, my body, my kidney is no good, but they can use my lungs and my heart and my eyes, and we signed up. My wife and I both signed up as organ donors if we should pass on. But it's again, us as Black people don't do that too much.
Yeah.
We think we need to take those organs to heaven with us.
Yeah.
They need them here on earth more than heaven.
Much more.
So, I urge your listeners to become organ donors. I urge them to be living kidney donors, which is a better outcome for all the kidney patients. And then I also urge them to take care of their health. I'm not telling them all to become vegetarians because God. When you talk about hamburgers and steaks, and I'm the connoisseur, I was the biggest carnivore on the earth until February 22nd, 2020,
Wow.
8 o'clock.
The day, the minute, the hour.
And I made a conscious decision to try something different, Now, if, in 6 months, if this doesn't work, I'm going back to eating meat.
I was going to ask you, is this a forever life change for you? That was going to be my question.
I don't think it's a forever life change if it doesn't work. Okay.
Right.
If Trey, I'm going to tell you, if I don't start dropping the LBs and looking like I was back in high school, I'm doing this stuff, and I'm being true to the true to the diet.
That's good.
I have not partaken in any animal meat, any protein. Yeah. But if it doesn't work, I'm going back to those double burgers.
It's gonna work.
And
it's gonna work.
Double cheeseburgers, and I'm going back. Not because
Right.
because no, I'm not saying that. I may be a permanent lifestyle for me if it does.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I believe it's going to help you. I believe it's going to help you. I mean, it's a healthy eating choice. Not only do I believe it's going to help you, I think it's going to help so many people, not only in the town of Irmo, but maybe even in your household. That's Mayor Barry Walker with the town of Irmo. He's been sharing with us his kidney journey. We're believing and praying God for his successful journey to get a kidney transplant. And as he said, if you or someone you know would like to be a kidney donor, we have two. We only need one. You could be a kidney donor. Please contact Mayor Barry Walker. You see his information at the bottom of the screen. He would love to talk to you about it. Mayor Barry Walker, thank you again so much for joining us today on Coping with COVID. Good luck. God bless. Don't forget about those Morningstar products. And listen, we've got to share a good veggie burger, a good veggie dish together.
Hey, we can go to Burger King and get an Impossible Burger.
I don't like the Impossible Burgers. I don't like them.
Well, I don't know. I don't know any difference.
Yeah. I don't like them.
They tell me it's a vegetarian burger, and I believe
it is. It's supposed to be. I don't know. I'll tell you, before they got the Impossible Burger, Burger King had a veggie burger, and it was a Morningstar burger. I like that a little bit better. Yeah. So listen, I know where you can get all the veggie stuff. So yeah, they already had a veggie burger. Mayor Walker, thank you so much for joining us today on Coping with COVID. I appreciate it. Thanks for sharing your story and for your encouragement to other people.
Thank you, and God bless.
Coping with COVID and In It Together present Wellness Wednesday, brought to you by the Diabetes Advisory Council of South Carolina and DHEC's Division of Diabetes and Heart Disease Management.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor.
Right now, the COVID-19 vaccines are available to millions of Americans, and soon they will be available to everyone.
This vaccine means hope. It will protect you and those you love from this dangerous and deadly disease.
I want to go back to work and I want to be able to move around.
To visit with Michelle's mom, to hug her and see her on her birthday.
You know what I'm really looking forward to is going to opening day in Texas Ranger Stadium with a full stadium.
We've lost enough people and we've suffered enough damage.
In order to get rid of this pandemic, it's important for our fellow citizens to get vaccinated.
I'm getting vaccinated because we want this pandemic to end as soon as possible.
So we urge you to get vaccinated when it's available to you.
So roll up your sleeve and do your part.
This is our shot.
Now it's up to you.
Coping with COVID celebrates Women's History Month. Rosalind Brewer was recently named CEO of Walgreens, making her one of two Black women to currently lead a Fortune 500 company. The former COO of Starbucks and past president and CEO of Sam's Club is a Detroit native who was a first-generation college student. She received degrees from Spelman and Sanford Law School and also attended an advanced management program at the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania. And now she is one of only two African-American women to currently lead a Fortune 500 company. Rosalind Brewer, CEO of Walgreens. Celebrating every woman. It's a Women's History Month celebration on Coping with COVID from Tailor Made Productions.
Thank you again so much for joining us for Coping with COVID. In It Together and In It Together SC and the Diabetes Advisory Council presents Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday right here on Coping with COVID. Hey, don't forget that we are streaming live on the In It Together Facebook page. Please go over there, hit like and follow and share this information out. Plus, if you or someone you know needs a diabetes management program, needs more information about how to control your diabetes or pre-diabetes, please go to the In It Together Facebook page or website and get the information you need. They have several groups and resources available, Zoom meetings, support, and everything you need to manage your diabetes or pre-diabetes. I'm Tre Tailor. We just talked to the mayor of Irmo, South Carolina, Barry Walker, about his kidney diagnosis. It's Kidney Awareness Month. We are joined now by Dr. Nicole Edwards. She is a friend to the show. She's been with us several times. Nicole, thank you so much for joining us. Listen, isn't that an interesting story about Barry Walker?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Trey, for having me again. You know, I love to be on Coping with COVID.
Absolutely. I appreciate you. Listen, I don't think we recognize, and he made this point, that it's not the diabetes, so to speak, that kills you. It's everything that could happen because you are diabetic. And kidney disease is one of the big ones, right?
That is the primary cause of kidney disease is diabetes.
Yeah.
There's other ones as well, hypertension, injury to the kidneys, but diabetes is one of the main ones.
Now, he said he had a bad case of gout, which again, I did not know, because he said he had it in his toe, then his foot. I knew that it went all the way up his leg. That's how he found out that he had kidney failure. What are some other, and I thought I could probably immediately you'd have problems, you know, using the restroom, urinating. So what are some of the other ways a diabetic could find out or kind of figure out maybe my kidneys are affected? Or should they be checking that anyway?
So here's the thing, everybody, but especially if you have a chronic medical condition, you should be going to your doctor regularly. But even if you think you're healthy and think everything's all good, you should still be going for your regular checkups at least once a year. After those regular checkups, you should have some kind of screening done, screening labs. I do screening labs on my patients at least once a year. One of the basic things they check is what we call a basic metabolic panel. That checks your electrolytes, it checks your kidney function. All right. So even if they don't do a comprehensive metabolic panel, which would add in your liver, but we should at least be checking, like I said, your electrolytes, your sugar, and your kidney function. The three readings that we'll get are the creatinine, the BUN, and which is the blood urea nitrogen, and then the GFR, which is the glomerular filtration rate. What does that mean? That means how well are your kidneys actually functioning and filtering out all of those toxins. A GFR typically is 60 and above, all right? And it could be, if you're African American, we actually see those numbers can be lower. So for other people, not African Americans, we say, okay, 80 to 90 might be a normal level. But for African Americans, we say if it's above 60, then that's typically considered normal. And why is that? Because a lot of times African Americans, we already are at a negative in terms of our care. And so you should be getting your kidney function checked at least once a year, routinely, especially though if you have high risk. What's high risk? African Americans, older age, high risk in your family. So if other people in your family have high risk medical conditions, then you should be getting your kidney function checked more often, but at least once a year.
Wow. So Dr. Nicole, you're saying whether you have diabetes or not, if one, you are an African American, and two, you or someone in your family have underlying health conditions, and we've heard that phrase a lot, you know, this past year with COVID, you should be getting your kidneys checked yearly.
Absolutely. Get your checkups. It's not just Dr. Stuckman's. It's time for your checkup. It's time for your checkup.
And that's one of those things you need to get checked up.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So you were asking what other symptoms can there be? Well, it can be things like, let me just say this, a lot of times, just like we've heard of hypertension being the silent killer, a lot of times kidney disease is also because you don't know that you have problems with it until it's too late. But when it's too late, some of the things that might be happening are feeling tired and fatigued, having changes to your urinating. You can either be urinating more or you could be urinating less. You can change the color of your urine can also change because you're not filtering anymore. So sometimes it just looks like you're peeing straight water, right? It's not, it shouldn't be that way. Although if you're drinking enough water, you should have pretty clear urine.
And I was going to say that because, you know, you hear you're supposed to have clear urine because you're drinking a lot of water. I know I have because I do. But if you're not drinking a lot of water and you're clear,
something's wrong with that. There's probably something going on with your kidneys. You can
Right.
also have changes to your skin, dry skin, itchy skin, flaky skin, what we call hyperpigmented or dark spots of the skin. It's funny because the mayor was saying, well, you can't really look at me and tell that I'm sick. Well, to a trained eye, I would be able to notice something. My husband hates when I do that. I'll be sitting on the plane or something or at a music park, and I can say, that one's got thyroid. Oh, that one's got diabetes. Oh, that one. Oh, they need to get their kidneys checked. Because there are changes that we, with the trained eye, can tell. So a lot of times you'll get this hyperpigmentation, like dark areas around your face and around like dark spots and splotchiness on your skin. And so there are some key changes that we can see when we know that, okay, there's something going on with your kidneys. You're not filtering well.
Right. It's a Kidney Awareness Month, and we're talking to Dr. Nicole Edwards. We actually just finished talking to Mayor Barry Walker of Irmo, South Carolina. He is a dialysis patient. He's got diabetes. He's got kidney disease. He's on dialysis and actually is looking for a kidney donor. What are some of the other reasons why someone would have kidney disease? We talked about diabetes, the number one reason. What are some other reasons?
Right. So the number two reason would be hypertension. All right. And so here's the thing about hypertension. And since you brought it up also, or since the mayor brought it up also, gout, not only can you can cause kidney disease, but kidney disease can also worsen gout and hypertension as well. And so it's almost like a catch-22. You have it and it worsens the condition. And then because of the condition, it worsens. So, but hypertension is a big one. Gout is another one. It's injury to the kidney. So if people who play contact sports, if you have an injury to the kidneys, that can actually damage your kidneys. Any autoimmune disease, autoimmune means your immune system is fighting against itself. Right. And there are autoimmune kidney diseases. Okay. And so your immune system fights itself. And so these are the causes of kidney damage. And when we see kidney damage, basically think of a filter, like when you make spaghetti and you use a colander.
Yeah.
All right. So that's how our kidneys work. Our kidneys are almost like a colander, and they filter out the bad stuff. But when there's damage to the kidneys, for example, when the blood sugars are going through and those big humongous proteins, those big humongous sugars are going through, they're knocking big holes. Even gout, those uric acid crystals are knocking big holes into the filtration system of the kidney. When those big holes are there, it no longer can filter and keep the stuff in that's supposed to be in, then everything just comes out. And so that's how we get kidney damage.
Wow. In It Together, SC and the Diabetes Advisory Council present Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday here on Coping with COVID. It is a Kidney Disease Awareness Month, and we're talking to Dr. Nicole Edwards. She's told us about some of the symptoms, some of the causes. Let's talk about treatment. So Mayor Barry Walker is on dialysis, and that's the main thing that we hear about. But he talked about being on different types of dialysis.
Right. So there are two types of dialysis. You have to understand too, there are stages of kidney failure.
Right.
So there is where we're getting to, there's acute kidney injury or acute kidney disease. We call that AKI. Then there's chronic renal insufficiency. Renal means, it's another fancy word for kidney. So that means for chronically, you had these chronic conditions and your kidneys are getting worse and worse. When you get to a certain level though, where your kidneys can no longer filter at all, then you have to go on dialysis. Basically that machine has to be your external kidney for you. So whether it's hemodialysis, what he was talking about, where you get a pump put into your arm to pull the blood out, or through the peritoneal dialysis, which goes through your stomach. And so it's filtering all of your fluids and everything. But those are the two forms of the dialysis. And then the third way that we treat kidney disease when it's chronic and debilitating like that is with a kidney transplant. But there are some things that you can do before you get to complete kidney failure. You can start to treat acute kidney injury or chronic renal insufficiency with just some daily lifestyle changes. There are medications that we know to help protect the kidneys. That, for example, people that have blood pressure or have diabetes can be placed on to help protect the kidneys, to keep that damage from happening so much. But then there are some everyday lifestyle things. Let me also say this, because you brought up gout, and I was thinking about this when I was talking to him. Please make sure that all of your doctors know about all the medications that you're taking. Don't take medicines from, cousin Junebug down the street because they said it worked for them. Because you guys, there are hypertension medications that actually can worsen gout. And what do we say? Gout worsens hypertension, and then hypertension can worsen the gout. And so if you have gout, you need to, there are certain there are certain blood pressure medications that actually can worsen that. And so you need to make sure that all of your doctors, or if you're going to like an urgent care, or you're going to another provider somewhere, make sure that everybody knows what's going on.
Yeah, that's such a great point, Dr. Nicole. A couple of things that you mentioned that I want to mention is that, we talked to Brenda Blackstock. I think it was the same show you were on last week about seniors. And that was one of the things she made a point of, making sure that all of the doctors, the program that they had with SC Thrive, to make sure all your doctors know what you're taking. And then the other thing is, the importance of, I forgot just that quick what I was going to say. Anyway, Mitchell Peace Joy Jen had a question. Maybe I'll remember it. She wants to know, Dr. Nicole, should certain foods be avoided if someone has gout? Thank you, Mitchell.
Absolutely. So gout comes from increased uric acid levels in the body. We all have uric acid in our body. Okay, that's just partly what happened. But when you have too much uric acid, it builds up, and then that uric acid can then get trapped in some joints, and then it turns into crystals. And so you want to avoid foods that are high in uric acid. So foods foods that are high in purines. So beer is one of them. I know the mayor was talking about beer. I'm like, no,
he's a big beer drinker. That's so interesting you say that. Yeah.
Yeah. So beer is one of the big ones that can increase it's a purine. And so it can increase your uric acid levels. Also, certain types of shellfish can increase your uric acid. And then red meat can increase your uric acid levels. And so those are the big ones that you need to avoid.
So it is a good idea for people that have gout to eliminate, that red meat from their diet.
Yeah, absolutely. If not going to eliminate, then at least decrease
Cut
the
back.
amount,
Yeah.
or be ready for that flare when you're going to. I have some patients, they're like, well, you're not going to stop me from eating my X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, well, then be ready to flare up from your gout. So
Right,
but you did
right.
it to yourself.
Thank you, Mitchell Peace Georgian, for watching and for your question. She wants to know, what about processed cheese and meats?
Certain processed cheese and certain processed meats absolutely can also cause that increase. So you want to look for purines. You want to avoid the things that have purines.
And what is that, Nicole? Because nobody knows, but a doctor knows what a purine is. Because it's not like we can look in the back of a label and it say this has purines in it, right?
Right. No. Now listen, I don't usually tell people to Google stuff, okay? Because I don't like Google, and believe me, but anyway. But you'll want to just Google which foods are high in purines. Purine is an amino acid. So you've heard of tyrosine. You've heard of what's the one that people get when they eat a lot of turkey and then you get tired.
I know. I can't remember.
All of a sudden I had a brain fart. But yeah. But purine is one of those amino acids that it's an amino acid.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Mitchell. Juliet Green wants to know, Dr. Nicole, foods or medicine, are there certain foods we can eat to protect our kidney? Thank you, Juliet.
Absolutely. So any foods that are people who do like a Mediterranean diet. I don't know if you ever heard of that. So foods that are rich in lean proteins can help to protect, and also foods that are high in antioxidants. So certain fruits, certain vegetables, certain, especially green leafy vegetables. Now you want to, of course, be careful because certain medical conditions, you want to avoid certain foods and certain fruits. But yes, anything that's going to be antioxidant, because the oxidants cause damage. Okay, so you want to help to protect the lining of and the actual tissues. And so antioxidant foods. So most green leafy vegetables are great as long as not on Coumadin. Now, if you're on Coumadin, you shouldn't be. Okay, so that's why I said talk to your doctor. But also fruits, and then stuff that is whole foods. So the things that what I tell my patients all the time: if it grows as a plant, eat it. If it's made in a plant, don't. All right. So you want to be eating more of a plant-based Mediterranean diet, and that will help to. What is that? How does that help? A, it helps with the antioxidants, so it helps to protect the tissues. B, it helps to improve blood flow. And so by improving your blood flow, you're going to improve your blood pressure. When you improve your blood pressure, you're going to be able to get more blood flowing to the kidneys, and that will help to protect them.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Juliet, so much. Last question. Superior wants to know, does liquor affect gout? I know you said beer does. Does liquor also?
Certain, but the hard liquors, yes, they absolutely do. Now, some of your wines don't so much, but hard liquor does, and then of course your beer does.
Yeah. All right. Dr. Nicole Edwards is a practicing board certified general practitioner in Columbia, South Carolina. She is with Abundant Life Concierge Services, and she is accepting patients. If you want more information, you can see her contact information on the screen. Please give her a call. Please email her, visit her website. She also has a line of supplements, including allergy supplements. She was on the show last week and talk to us about that. And she is going to be a guest on Faith Friday next month to talk about her amazing weight loss and how she did it. And if you want to lose weight, how you can do it too. Dr. Nicole Edwards, thank you again so much for always answering when I call, girl. When I need somebody to be on the show, I appreciate you.
No problem. No problem.
All right. Thank you again so much. Thank you. All right. So In It Together SC and the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council present Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday here on Coping with COVID. Listen, if you need information on a diabetes prevention program, please go to the In It Together Facebook page or the In It Together SC website and get the information you need. They have resources available, Zoom classes, support so that you can manage your health. You are worth it. You can do this. So please. And there are resources and people that want to help you. So check out In It Together SC and the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council. Tomorrow on Coping with COVID, we're going to get some City of Columbia updates. We'll talk to a City Councilwoman, Tamika Isaac Devine, and County Councilwoman Gretchen Barron. That's tomorrow on Coping with COVID. And then Faith Friday with Chandra Cleveland. She is an investigator who has dedicated her life to protecting and advocating for women and girls. We'll find out what motivates her and what we can do to protect ourselves and our loved ones. That's coming up this Friday on Coping with COVID. And then on next Wednesday, on our next Wellness Wednesday, we're going to talk with Congressman Jim Clyburn about several things. And that's next Wednesday right here on Wellness Wednesday. Listen, if you have a story or a initiative that could help someone cope with COVID, please go to the Tailor Made Production page on Facebook and inbox me. We would love to talk to you about your story and feature it on Coping with COVID. If you have a product or service that could help someone cope with COVID, please inbox Coping with Tre Tailor at gmail.com. We would love for you to be a proud sponsor, just like SCDHEC, In It Together SC, the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council, also Javis Tax Services, which is celebrating 20 years of providing excellent financial services to people in South Carolina. We're also sponsored by the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, Palmetto Media Connections, the Comet Bus System. Don't forget to shoot your shot. You can get your shot and get a free ride from the Comet. Also, Agape Counseling and Training Center. If you are having some challenges coping with COVID, please contact the folks at Agape Counseling and Training Center. And last but certainly not least, Computers Unique in Dutch Square Mall. For fast, reliable, dependable sales and service, contact Daniel at Computers Unique in Dutch Square Mall. Going to leave you today with a reading from Marshawn Daniels' Believing Bigger, 100 Days of Believing Bigger. I switched last week to this. I still love my Jesus Calling, but I've been really enjoying this one. I want to share this with you. If you are really believing God for some things, and a lot of people are this year, even in the midst of COVID, it's seeing the unseen. Noah's story is a wonderful example of what it looks like to truly trust God. Think about it. Noah was obedient, patient, and willing to be seen as crazy by others who didn't understand what he was doing. They couldn't see what he saw or hear what he heard. Remember, trust is what enables us to access the voice of God with greater intensity and clarity. These qualities protected Noah and preserved his legacy and family. He trusted God's instruction even when others humiliated him. Building our spiritual trust is the primary way God equips us to experience the incredible blessings that he has for us. Man, it says, Lord, you are perfect. Your ways are perfect and your timing is pristine. Created me a desire to see in the realm of the unseen and equip me to trust and act upon your instruction, regardless of opinion and conditions. That's 100 Days of Believing Bigger from Marshawn Evans Daniels. That's our reading for today. I'm Tre Tailor. Thank you so much for joining us on Coping with COVID. Until the next time, I wish you peace and abundant blessings. Stay safe, be careful, get your vaccine, and you still need to wear your mask over your nose and under your chin. I'll see you tomorrow.
Coping with COVID and In It Together present Wellness Wednesday, brought to you by the Diabetes Advisory Council of South Carolina and DHEC's Division of Diabetes and Heart Disease Management.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor.